there, I'm Heather Sims, a real estate broker in the Dallas area. And today I have a little bit of a different video than I normally do, but it's one I really feel like I need to make because there are some real estate scams happening out there right now. And people just don't see them coming. And unfortunately, I've seen situations where people either almost got caught up in them or they actually did get caught up in them. The thing is, they're very preventable if you just know what to look for. So I just want to walk you through a few of the most common ones that I'm seeing right in the world out there today, in the world of real estate, and just give you some simple ways to protect yourself. And I'll say this up front too. I'm absolutely not sharing this to scare you at all. Real estate transactions are actually very safe when they're handled correctly. This is just one of those let's be aware so we can avoid it completely conversations, okay? So number one, wire fraud. This is the biggest one out there. And this is the one I talk to my clients about a lot. And we actually have some forms you have to sign that I have talked to you about this. But what happens is typically you're in the middle of a transaction, everything's moving along very normally, and you get an email that looks like it's from the title company or someone else that's involved in the transaction. It says something like, hey, your wiring instructions have changed. Here's where to send your funds. And guess what? It looks really legitimate. It's a scam. I actually had this very scam tried on some buyer clients of mine a few years ago, and I did a detailed video of that on what happened there. It was pretty scary for my clients, and honestly, it was a huge eye-opener for me. It was pretty scary for them, and it was the first time I'd really had a client be involved in something like that. But I think we all have that feeling like something like that would never happen to us, right? It's like those stories you hear about on Dateline or 48 Hours. You watch them, but there's always that sense of like, that would never be me or someone I know, right? But having that happen to one of my clients really made me so much more vigilant on their behalf. Because here's the thing. Once that money is wired, it's very difficult to recover. And I just don't know how that would even happen. So the rule I always tell my clients is this: never trust wiring instructions sent by email, ever. Always call the title company directly, using a number you already have, and verbally confirm everything before sending anything. It literally takes 2 extra minutes and it protects you completely. Okay, number 2, fake rental listings. This is one that's more common than people realize. Scammers will take a photo of a home, sometimes a home that's actually listed for sale, and they'll post it as a rental. They'll price it really attractively compared to other rental listings. Then they'll ask for a deposit or an application fee up front, and then they disappear. The biggest red flags here, the price feels just a little too good to be true, and they don't want to meet in person, and they're pushing for money up front. If anything like that feels off, slow it down and verify before sending anything. Number 3, the I'm the seller scam. This one is less common, but it's happening enough that it is worth mentioning. Someone will pretend to be the owner of a property. Often it's vacant land or a vacant home, and then they try to sell it. They'll communicate remotely, they'll avoid phone calls, and they'll try to get things to move quickly. This is one of those behind the scenes kind of things where having the right professionals involved really matters because we have to verify ownership and documentation all along that way. But if you're ever dealing directly with someone on a property and something feels off, trust that instinct, pause, maybe contact a title company or something. Number 4, phishing emails during a transaction. This is a sneaky one, and it's getting more common. You might get an email that looks like it's from your lender, your agent, the title company, but if you look closely, the email address is just slightly off, like one letter is different. There's an extra character in there or something like that. The goal of these emails can be a few things. Sometimes they're to get you to click on a link, which can install something on your computer or give them access to information like your banking information. Sometimes it's to get you to reply with sensitive details like personal or financial information. Sometimes it's just to get you to engage so they build trust and continue the conversation there, and then the scam goes off from there, probably something financial or something like that. But that's where it can start to feel really convincing. Most of these don't start with something obvious. They start small and build up. So a good rule of thumb is if you get an email asking for anything sensitive, financial, or urgent, pause, verify it, call or text or confirm with a real person that you already know that's at that entity. No one in your transaction is ever going to be upset that you double check anything. I would always be happy with my clients double checking things. So I know that might sound like a lot, but here's the good news. You are not expected to navigate all of this on your own. These situations don't usually happen because someone wasn't paying attention. They happen because everything looks real normal on the surface and everything's moving along smoothly. When you're in the middle of a transaction with emails and deadlines and paperwork, it's really easy for something to slip in that seems legitimate. And these scammers are smart and they know that. So the goal isn't to be on high alert all the time. It's just to have a system in place where you can pause, ask questions, and verify things when needed. And honestly, This is a big part of my job in the transaction, right? Ensure your safety, making sure that my clients know what's normal and what's not, and to pause and double check when something feels a little funky. We talk about wiring ahead of time, we confirm things verbally, and of course, we always slow things down when we need to and double check and verify. So really the takeaway in all of this is these scams do exist. They're also very avoidable if you just, with a quick phone call, quick double check, that's usually all it takes to stay safe and to safeguard that chunky down payment you've been saving for. So if you're in the middle of a transaction or even just thinking about buying or selling and something ever feels off, please do ask your people. If you need me to look at anything for you, I'm happy to be a resource for you. Like I said, these scams are super avoidable if you just slow down and take a minute and don't get too caught up in the process that you're just like, So anyway, that is all I have for you today. Not too scary, just informational. And if you ever need anything real estate related, I hope you reach out. And I also hope that if you like this information, you consider subscribing to the channel. I come out with new videos every Thursday, so I hope to see you next week on another edition of All Things Real Estate. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.